No, and people pop up. So let me put my banners up there. Mhm. Yeah. So now we getting ready. I'm just gonna let some folks roll in and get started. So yo, it's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor Alonzo Hall, and I'm here today to weapon tap on your head with another ADH wealth solution. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have an extremely special treat for you guys. Now, with this just being the first few minutes of the video, I want to let you guys roll in because this treat is something that you do not want to miss. Okay. Now, for starters, as you guys know, we stay on point like Stacey Adams. So your boy came in with the Burberry shades, obviously the paisley and gray, the turtleneck with the perfect pocket square. Got the high waters going and the driving shoes, right? You had to come in flashy. But today, I have for you guys an extremely special treat. So I'm here in my office in the Bronx, and I have with me the principal and CEO of CG Wealth Solutions Group. This is the guy who actually introduced me to the industry and gave me a lot of the knowledge that I have that I freely share with y'all. So without further ado, say hello to Mr. Charles Galliard.
Hello, everyone. Hi.
See, he's saying hi to the YouTube world. So, guys, now we're just getting started. Now we waiting here around because we're about to have lunch. It's coming up on noon, right? And we're burning that oil as financial professionals. Now, oftentimes, you guys, you see the glitz and glamour of people online when they come into this financial services world, and you can make lots of money and millions of dollars. And while that's true, that's why you guys come see me, the all-star advisor, because I'm a little more unorthodox, right? I tell you guys, like Earn Your Leisure, Wall Street Trapper, all these guys, they show the wins, but they never show the struggle. So what happens when there's an actual struggle? Well, this industry is by no means easy. And I don't want anyone to think that it's easy. Is it lucrative? Oh, yes. It can be very lucrative for you. So how do you make it lucrative? Well, you have to put the time in. Part of that is actually doing things like come into the office and learning from veterans, right? One of the things that I learned, actually, I don't know, Charles, if you remember McDonald?
Oh, Mr. McDonald?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So Mr. McDonald, Lutner Joseph, and Copeland Campbell.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
Those three guys, they gave me some great advice. Lutner Joseph said, listen, your goal is every day you come into this office, make $1,000. If you come into the office, you got to make $1,000. I said, how do you do that? He said, listen, if you go into a certain market and you just pitch to that every day, he said, listen, I don't go to networking nothing. I stand outside right here on Wall Street and ask 100 people a day, do you want to buy life insurance? And he said, listen, it works. So that's part of the grind.
He passing out brochures.
He was just cards and just asking people, hey, you want to buy life insurance? Hey, you want to buy life insurance? And of course, you're going to get 99 no's. But that one yes is all you really need to make $1,000 in this industry. Which is, one of the things on my channel that I'm very boisterous about is in the African American community. Obviously, I can't particularly speak from another point of view because I can only speak from what I am. And so in my channel and in my content, one of the things that I focus on is Black masculinity. And one of the beautiful things that I've found is that you are embodying that, being a Black man of what's going on, Wanda? How you doing today? Being a Black man of a certain age who's willing to put forth effort and energy to actually educate me. So I'm very appreciative of that. And as a community, I think that that's something that we can all learn from. One of the things, you'll see guys online who are complaining about this, that, and the third, you know, I came from a single mother home. So yes, I look for uh, those role models. And I definitely must admit, you've been that much of a role model. So I appreciate that. And I thank you for that. Because, for example, here in this YouTube space, there's a gentleman who is a brother who is in a high powered family. And unfortunately, I don't quite like the topics he breaches, as opposed to the fact that he could be going around these spaces telling brothers, hey, I'm a CPA. This man passed his CPA exam on the first try. So I appreciate you for all that. Oh yes, I'm great one. And just so you know, I'm here meeting with my principal, Charles Gallier.
Hello.
So, this is the brother who is like I said, he's a role model for me, right? And one of the things that we speak about in Black YouTube all the time is those role models and the failure of Black men. We keep wanting and asking women to do stuff, but as men, we kind of got to step up and take that leadership role. Wanda says hello, Charles. So Wanda comes from the budgeting community.
Okay.
And so she's part of that, what is it, the FIRE, Financial Independent Retire Early community. So she actually, no, she's not licensed. A lot of people just do like envelope stuffing and things like that and savings. So one, I don't know if you've seen my video on car cash. Yes, we do need more Black role models, Black male role models. So one, I don't know if you saw my video on car cash, but what I do with car cash is similar to the envelope stuffing. And I actually showed you guys, I build up $50 in cash, leave that in the car, and then deposit in a bank account. You guys have come with me on the journey, seeing how I started with $400 to now that account is at $1,015, right? That's actually also part of being a Black role model, because I want younger brothers to see, hey, listen, most Americans don't have access to $500 in the event of an emergency. I have a bank account that's completely separate from my regular bank account that you guys saw has that $1,000 in it. So those are little things that we can put out that will be for everyone for role models. Well, I always talk about car cash, Wanda. So anytime you see me talking about car cash, that's what I'm talking about. So generally any cash that I get, if I spend 20, 30, 50, $100, when anything from singles, tens, ones, fives, tens, and 20s, you want to keep in your car for car cash. Once that car cash gets to $50, anything above the $50 stays in your car. I'm sorry, and then that $50. So if you have $51, you leave that $1 in your car. You take the 50, you go to the bank, and you deposit in the bank. The thing is, this bank account has to be a savings only account. And it has to be a savings account that you have to physically go to the branch to put money in and take money out. It cannot be an account that's linked to any of your other accounts. You can look at it online all you want, but it cannot be linked to any of your other accounts. This will add the discipline. Now, why do I mention that? Because you guys know I always talk about insurance agents who give you inaccurate information with concepts like buy term, invest the difference, or even a concept that I'm a fan of, which is infinite banking. You have to be very careful with both buy term, invest the difference, and infinite banking. With buy term, invest the difference, generally there's a minimum amount that you can invest. Generally, most companies aren't going to talk to you unless you come in with really 25,000, but you can get in the door with an advisor who's willing to drop his pants at 10,000. Anything less, if you're at, Fidelity with a brokerage account with $3,500, it's not investing. Actually, Green Gorilla has done a video on ownership of stocks and mutual funds. Guys, give me 1 second.
Oh, gosh.
I had a phone call. So, yeah, I was able to mute the call. So, the thing about buy term, invest the difference, it can be a great concept if used properly. Well, how do you properly use that concept? Well, number one, if you're buying term insurance, fine, you have some coverage. That's fine. The fact of the matter is coverage is what's important. And that's the main thing of life insurance, whether it's term, whether it's whole, whether it's index universal, whether it's universal, whether it's variable universal. The main thing, or the main point of life insurance is to leave a death benefit. That is the main crux of life insurance, period. Point blank. You heard it here first, second, or 15th. But that's the truth. Now, there are other benefits to life insurance, and there are other features to life insurance. You have to get with a representative who understands how to uh, roll out or perform and use those features and or benefits. For example, like I've mentioned to you guys all the time, a collateral assignment, right? So, where you're using that life insurance. If you Google collateral assignment, they'll tell you, if you want to get a business, if you go to the SBA and get a business loan, they're usually going to make you do a collateral assignment. But buying term and investing the difference is a great concept if used right. So the first portion is you have to have enough to actually invest. So you start the investment by saving the difference, right? Because again, we take a holistic approach to your finances, right? So we're not just going to say, hey, listen, I need some life insurance. Oh, here's $100,000, $50 a month. See you later. We're advisors. We're not just order takers, right? And I'm not diminishing people who come into the business and don't know, because again, 90% of the people who get into this industry fail in their first 2 years. That's why generally, especially in the African American community, friends and family, you'll go back 3-5 years later. Hey, cousin Jim. Hey, what's up? You still doing that insurance thing? Nah, I left that alone. Well, that's because they weren't taking it seriously. See, most people think you can become a financial professional on the side and earn an extra $1,000 on the weekends. No, this is a career. So you have to put all those hours in. So your time, energy, and effort really needs to be spent on how do I get this rolling. Now, once you do that, you will start to make annual salaries and single commissions, right? In a single sale, you'll make an annual salary. I'm not going to say all the time, but you can. I'm living proof of that. I've literally done that, and I showed you guys, right? So it can be done. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to be live too long. Charles, you got any closing remarks for him?
No. Okay. The key for success is you gotta get up off your ass and come to work.
Yeah, and see worker.
Go to work. We have people that don't succeed in their first year because they don't work. It's an opportunity, right? There's 331 million people in this country, and I heard in the next few years it's going up to 400 million. So there's plenty of prospects. That's Derek.
Okay.
So there's plenty of prospects, but just you have to go to work. And also, I've spoken to Alonzo earlier about attaching yourself to the proper firm. In our firm, we take training seriously.
Mm-hmm.
We have an agency meeting once a month. Every week we have meetings, and also I got to see with Derek.
Yeah.
Derek before. So we have agency meetings once a month. We have training every week, and we also have different carriers come in. So we have a lot of training. We have a holistic approach that we use. So we don't just say, here's a $50,000 policy, sign here. We take you through a whole process, and you have to train agents, and the agents that have done that are shining. Like Alonzo, for example, he's right out of the textbook, right out of the school, doing holistic, the top annuity producer last year. This year he's on track to be the top annuity and life producer, which would be great to have 2 awards. And he's also building a team. He's building a team slowly but surely. He's getting there. All right. So I appreciate your hard work, and I have to take this call. I'm sorry.
No problem. So yeah, we're always busy, but yeah, you definitely wonder. You have to put in that work. And thank you, NC Worker. So definitely, we have to put in that work. That's a main crux of it. And like he said, we do take the holistic approach. And let me tell you, I've been in this career almost 20 years now, 15 years. When I first started, one of the things that Charles used to, because Charles is actually the firm that I started with Mutual of Omaha. We were at 100 Broadway. We were on Wall Street. He was a diamond level manager back then, right? So he produced rock stars, right? And one of the things that he was big on was fact finding. Now, early on in my career, I did not want to do fact finding. Why? Because most clients, most of you consumers, don't like to sit through a fact finder because most agents are afraid to do one and haven't done one. So, what ends up happening is when I'm sitting here and I'm asking you specific questions, hey, what's your family health history? What do you have in your savings? What are your assets and liabilities? People are like, what does any of this have to do with life insurance? And the truth is a whole lot. Number one, this is an actual statistic. The average death benefit in America, regardless of race, regardless of anything, is only about $168,000. He's on the way in.
Yeah, pick up.
Is 168,000. So what happens is when you actually sit down with a professional like myself, Charles, some of the agents that are on my team, you guys know Homesteading with Callie Pooh Bear, she's on my team as well, right? So when you get people like us and you sit down with us, we're going to go through bit by bit. It's very much like going to the doctor. You have to have triage, right? The doctor's not just going to say, hey, take hydroxychloroquine, you got a cough. No, they're going to say, oh, you got a cough? Hey, come in, stick out your tongue. Let me take your blood pressure. Let me do this, that, and the third. Underrated Darkness, what's going on, brother? I'm glad you're actually here. I was just talking about Black male advocacy and role models and leadership. And I'm here with my principal. And like I was mentioning, great leadership, great role model. And for potential agents out there, she'd be here if you're watching, hopefully, we do have exquisite training. That's one of the things that actually kept me on the team. It kept me in the industry for so long, right? Is the training. Now, we don't just, hey, Callie Homesteading, there you go. It's good to see you, Pooh Bear. Hopefully, I'll see you at our meeting a little bit later. I sent you the Zoom link. So what you'll have is you have great training here, right? And from myself and Charles, you'll get one-on-one attention, like a lot of it. Now, I will admit, as we're growing, yes, we get thinner and thinner. However, we're still always going to be available. Now, what I've learned in life is that you have to, I help those who help themselves, right? So I ask that, you help me to help you. So if you're on my team, just give me a call if you need some assistance and I'll be right there. And I think everybody who from YouTube, if you guys have my personal contact info, you guys know even outside of insurance, you call me and I'll sit on the phone with you for 2 hours and you're like, well, how are you doing this? And you still have, I still have work to do, right? Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you guys need help getting licensed, we will sponsor you. You see, Callie, she says, I get one-on-one attention. Yes, Alana, you, Callie, you do get one-on-one attention anytime you need it. Yes, it is. Hey, Lana. Lana, Charles said hi. Hold on, yes. She's watching right now. I don't think you got to see Charles in person. So,
hey, Lana.
Yeah. So I got 3 of you guys watching right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm also going to take a poll because we're coming up on another Brunch and Wealth. And we want to know what you guys want to know about, right? So we've already got a few topics. You guys know Talani and I have done the source built for business owners. So we're looking for more stuff like that. Yes, we are at the office, Alana. But so we're looking for more topics that might interest you guys. Now this, outside of the source is something separate that I do on my own. But for the brunch and wealth, this is going to be outside of business owners. So this can be anything on the personal level, right? So on a personal level, guys, give us some kind of topics that you guys may want to learn about so that we can do a structured conversation. Generally, I come up here, I drop, boatloads of gems. Oh, you want to see Brother Charles too? Charles, you're getting fans now. This is Brother Charles.
Hey.
Yeah. So don't worry, I'm gonna convince him to come into this YouTube world as well. Yeah. So don't worry, he's gonna be here with us soon, doing doing YouTube lives. I don't know that he's gonna be he probably I'm not gonna let him go into to the manosphere underrated. I'm not gonna let him go there. Right, I gotta protect my brothers. Right, we gotta protect each other. So I'm gonna protect them from the manosphere, but I'll let him meet a select few brothers. I'll probably bring him over to the Black Brain Trust, because I think also in speaking in finance, right? I am of a certain age, but he's also of a certain age. So maybe some of you brothers who are a little bit older than me want to relate to a brother who's a little bit older than me. Oh, what's this kid know? He's barely 40. Maybe you guys want to be 50. Hey, if you guys want somebody who's 50, there you go. And maybe some aches and pains are different. I got all the aches and pains though, so when I wake up in the morning, so I can relate there. But as opposed to us being kind of vague, like here on YouTube, we can get really, really, really in depth, and we can actually have a full conversation. From that conversation, we can then go into an actual consult, where we can figure out a solution for you. Right? So that's the whole idea. You know, Obviously, you guys know you guys have the links in my description. If you want a free financial plan, I have the I think it's the second link. If you want a free survey, it's the first link. If you want to schedule an appointment, it's the third link. And if you want to go to our website, it's the fourth link. Yes, underrated. We all can learn. I definitely do believe that. But I think at the end of the day, we all can learn from certain places, but sometimes people value learning from one place more than another, which is fine. But at any rate, I've been going for about a half an hour, guys. Well, about 20-25 minutes. I'm gonna get back to doing some work. I just wanted to show you guys us in here. A lot of the work that we do is phone work. I'm a very heavy phone work guy, right? So you'll see me, you guys know I like to run my mouth. So I'll be on the phone, hey, blah, 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 this, that, and the third, right? Like I said, we're here in the office, laptops, computers. We're going to be doing a meeting shortly for everyone on the team. If you're on the team, you've got the link. If you're not on the team, you don't have the link. Also, those who are on the team, this particular meeting will not be recorded, just because it is our monthly meetup. But that's totally fine. For those who can't make it, who are on my team, will probably have a.
So you get the topics together for like.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm still waiting for them to. Stone C, what's going on, brother? Doing all right? So yeah, let me see if I can create that here. I can't create it here. Well, when I do my YouTube later, I will create a poll for you guys, and I want to see what topics you guys want to touch. Do you guys want us to talk about retirement? I know a lot of people bring up investments, but investments is a very, very, very broad topic. And yes, thank everyone for hitting the like button. Thank you, Wanda, for that. Do I have you as a moderator? I can't even tell here, Wanda, because I'm on StreamYard. I'm not actually on YouTube. But we want to know some topics that maybe are germane to you guys. Maybe you guys are concerned about retirement planning. Maybe you guys are concerned about college funding. Maybe you guys are concerned about paying for your daughter's wedding. Maybe you guys are concerned about not being a burden to your family when you do pass. Maybe you guys are concerned about generational wealth. Maybe you guys are concerned about, hey, you know what? in 20 years, I want to do A, B, C, X, Y, Z, especially in the African American community. We have to stop looking and thinking in terms of days and start thinking in terms of decades. This is why when you guys see me do illustrations on live, Sheed, what's going on, brother? This is why when you guys see me here on live and I do an illustration, I show you, hey, year one, this guy's paying $1,000 a month or $12,000 a year, and year 10, he's paid $48,000. I never show you guys month after month. I show you guys year and then year. Don't worry, Wanda, I'll correct that when I get back onto um, YouTube. It says, "Are you free today? I got a live I want to do about 6 or 7." I'll be on the road. By 7, I should be back home though. So if you wanna link up with me at around 7, I should be home, Sheet. I'll gladly come on and do some live with you. Oh, Sheet, like I said, I have Charles here with me, my principal. And Sheet, you're actually a huge proponent of life insurance. So Rashid is actually one of my clients, Charles. And he makes sure that I told him, I was like, bro, I need to get you your license because you sell insurance better than me. He's out there. He made it an analogy to a car because I was telling him, most people they come and they ask, well, what's better with life insurance? Should I get a whole life? Should I get a term? And he said, well, I tell him like this. He said, I got all of it. He said, I got term, I got whole, and I got universal. He said, I tell him like this. It's like driving down the street in a car. He said, if you got only term insurance, you only got one wheel. You ain't going nowhere.
Or you go somewhere temporary.
Yeah, or you going somewhere temporarily, right? But if you need 4 wheels to go, I said I put it more like this. It's like having 4 wheels and no engine. The car ain't going nowhere.
And you just got your bunch of what you just said.
Yeah.
Term versus permanent.
Yeah.
What's the best one?
Yeah. He said all the tires need to be protected. Exactly, Sheed. So, guys, I've been going for about a half hour. Um, like I said, by the way, since I have you guys here, do you guys have any questions for me or Charles? Right? Um, Off the cuff, I mean, we can't get, too specific, but if you want to ask a general knowledge question, we're definitely available to answer. So, like I said, yes, you guys have me here, but I got my knowledge from Charles. So, a lot of that is I got to give my flowers while they're here. So if you're gonna get the knowledge from me, don't second guess getting it from the source that I got it from, right? So don't be afraid to ask questions, guys. I'll give you guys a few minutes if you guys have any questions, or better yet, if you want, I can drop the link. Here's what I'll do. Let me drop the link.
Which link is that?
Oh, this is for StreamYard for people to come on to YouTube. Drop the link and see if anybody has any questions. Now, Sheed, I know you might come up because you always got good questions, so I'm definitely dropping the link for you because you always drop good knowledge as well when it comes to this insurance stuff. Like I said, man, I'm about to have to figure out a way to get you your license out there and start getting cases with you. Uh, And also, happy belated birthday and anniversary. Hopefully, you had a good anniversary as I did. And so, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the content, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. So, my big topic that I've been talking about, and I think I'll continue this. One of my things is I am a universal life guy over regular whole life insurance. Underrated. What's going on, brother?
Peace to you, my brother. I just want to come up and let you know, and brother Charles, keep up the fine work. and we need that. Hopefully, one day in the near future, you and Brother Charles can come on, so we could expand the conversation because it's long overdue.
Yes, brother. Appreciate it.
So,
Definitely.
so I'm just gonna get off here because I gotta take care of some things. But Brother Charles, you can give the information if you want, so and then we can link it right there. You keep up the good work and everything. All right.
Definitely. Now I know JT, you wanted us to talk about like health insurance too, right?
Yes, definitely, definitely. I'm going to talk about that. Yeah, get up with me that because I can tell you my personal experience, and I already know other cases too that actually happened. So
Okay.
definitely,
Okay. So we'll get some information on that and get that going. Thank you for coming up, brother.
anytime. Peace.
Peace. So yeah, like I said, that's one of the things that I definitely want to do. Is speak on multitude of topics that may be of interest to you. Especially I know underrated. You're also speaking about people with disabilities being able to get not only health insurance but also life insurance, or people on things like SSI and how that may affect them getting like a permanent insurance policy. Now, you guys know that I prefer index universal life insurance over everything else, right? So for me, uh, I would say I understand now why people would go for term insurance, and there's definitely a reason for that. But each insurance type has its needs. So again, in the African American community, what's one thing that's very important for term insurance? Is godparents, right? So what we need to do as a community is stop looking at life insurance as just to check when we die, and we need to look at it as protection for everything. So what is the definition of a godparent? Well, in our community normally, hey, I'm brother Charles, he's got money, so I'm gonna make him my kid's godparent because I know I'm gonna get good Christmas gifts. But that's not why you make someone a godparent. You make brother Charles your kid's godparent because you're saying, hey, if I die or become incapacitated, brother Charles is going to take care of my kids. What better way to show that you're being having gratitude than with a 20-year term policy, right? My baby's born, Charles is my kid's godparent, 20-year term with him as the beneficiary. If I die along that 20 years, there's money that is set to go with my kid for him to take care of my kid. Because if I die and don't have any life insurance and there's no money, well, now his life has changed because he's already got wife and kids that he's paying for. My kid wasn't in his budget. So now this other kid, and statistics show it takes about 300,000 to raise a kid from 0 to 18. So now you've just added another $300,000 expense to him. So why not have a death benefit of $300,000, a 20-year term? If at the end of that 20 years you don't die, the term is now gone, you don't need to renew it, and now there is no need for that policy any longer. But remember, statistics show that the wealthy insure one life at least 7 times. Right? So if they're insuring one life at least 7 times, there's got to be reasons for those policies. So let's count them out. Let's start from birth, right? The childhood's policy, right? So let's say that that is to bolster your Section 529 college savings plan. So you get their first policy as a kid for their college savings, right? Then policy 2, you're a little bit older. Maybe you just want to take over your kid's policy and get a bigger death benefit as an adult. And let's say your third policy is the policy that you get from your job. So that's it's not really great, but everybody takes their insurance from their job. Your fourth policy, well, you just bought a house and somebody told you to get mortgage protection life insurance. And the mortgage protection life insurance is nothing more than a term policy for 30 years, and it's the amount of your mortgage. Now, there are some ways around that. As you know, I have my MAP, my mortgage accumulation plan. We'll talk about that in the future. But that's 4, right? So now let's look at 5. Well, now I just got married. I got a wife and kids. That's policy number 5, right? Well, then why would policy 6? And these are just I'm just giving certain scenarios of throughout a person's life. Policy number 6. Hey, I learned about this way that you can actually use life insurance as a tax-free retirement. So I'm just going to throw a bunch of cash in there and learn how to do that because I spoke to someone on Alonzo or Charles's team and they gave me that education. Policy 7. Hey, I'm a grandpa and I want to leave a gift for my grandkids. So I'm going to get a big policy so that when I die, my grandkids get a gift. Oh, policy number 8. By the way, I'm married, and even though, there's mortgage protection and these other policies, well, this mortgage protection is just to pay the mortgage. I also want my wife to have $25,000 a year for 10 years after I die. So that's another policy. That's 8 policies. So the wealthy insure one life on average at least 7 times. But each policy is for a different reason, right? Now, you have to be careful to not be what's called overinsured, but you also want to make sure that you're not underinsured. And most Americans are vastly underinsured. Like I said all the time, if you go to Google and you ask Google how long is a generation, and this is something that we talk about in our community all the time, generational wealth, whoa, whoa, whoa. But then we don't know what generational wealth is because we don't even know how long a generation is. If you go to Google, a generation is between 20 and 30 years. So let's use the low end and say it's 20 years. If you go to Google and ask the average income of a household of America, I think it's moved up to 61,000, but a couple of years ago it was 50,000. So that means that if one generation is 20 years and you need to leave $50,000 a year for 20 years, that means that the average person who works at McDonald's makes $50,000 a year needs to get at least a $1 million death benefit to leave one generation of generational wealth. So I want to go back to tax-free generational wealth. So I want to go back to Dark Man Jeff. What's good, brother? I want to go back to a gentleman that we had a brunch and wealth with, Eugene Mitchell, the $50 billion initiative. Like I said, we're going to be the ones who bring the $100 billion initiative. So let's go ahead and do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have been going for a while, a little over a half hour. We're going to get ready and go do lunch and have our meeting. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, no, this is not the bespoke suit, Jeff. This is off the rack. The bespoke suit is at home. Yeah, I went and paid $1,400 for a custom blazer. And then I put the logo inside so I could write it off. But I figured I had got that big commission, so I said, let me go spend a couple of hours, right? So I took the fellas with me. I took my channel with me, clothing shopping. So, I brought them into the whole lifestyle. So at any rate, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, to contribute to channel growth or to schedule an appointment with a licensed financial professional, the links are in the description of this video. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass. Work in progress every day and see success. And remember, folks, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute.